let's dive in. The just listed, just sold farm script. You know, this is the one script where we have an unlimited amount of opportunity for us to be able to create results. The most important result any real estate agent would want. And that is identifying potential seller leads. You know, seller leads is someone that's interested in, you know, making a move inside the next, 20 or 30 days is amazing. Someone who's ready to make a move inside the next 60 to 90 days, that's amazing. And even the people within the next 6 months, that is a phenomenal result that every agent is absolutely after right now. So your ability to be able to make these calls and to be able to build rapport, to engage these people, right, into this conversation about a new listing, a new sale, or just engaging anyone into kind of a general farming script just about real estate, and pull them in, get their email address, allow us to provide a value report, then discuss with them, right, what their plans and insights are for the future regarding finding the next home, making a move, and the time frame that they're in. Then setting up a phone appointment or a face-to-face appointment with your boss. That, if we can master that skill, you will be one of the most powerful real estate virtual assistant prospectors on the planet. And you will be praised beyond recognition. So let's take a look at the just list, just sold farming script. Okay, we must master the art of creating opportunities using great skills and scripts. That's the game. So let's take a look. You know, I put the best prospectors in the world can call a list and create new opportunities, right? Any list. So can you at this point say that you're a power prospector yet? Are you there yet? And what do we have to do to be able to push you to the next level? Inside today's, scripts, we're pushing to the next level. This is probably the, 6th edit that I've done now. And, each edit gets better, more clear, more efficient, better results, better closes. So for those of you that have been along this entire ride with me, you're getting better, you're getting stronger, you're going to be able to produce extraordinary results. So let's just do a quick reminder. What are the 7 steps to master a script? Of course, we've got to memorize the words. Of course, we have to understand why this question is important. How does this piece of the puzzle, why is this piece so important to this puzzle? Learn how to present the line powerfully. Body language, tonality, inflection, pause, what to emphasize, downswing. Learn the different response to each line. When I ask this question, what's the response? Why do they respond that way? Is that okay? I can just move forward? Do I just repeat it, approve of it, and move on? Is it a reflex objection? Or is it just a condition and I just need to let it go? What is that response? I need to learn the responses and understand them, right? What to repeat and how to approve appropriately, right? When I ask this question, what should I repeat and what should I approve of that allows me to move to the next question, right? And the last 2 is master the closes and learn the objections, identify the conditions, right? A lot of you are still confused of the difference between a condition versus an objection, right? And we've got to be able to identify the 2. and to be able to politely move on when it's a condition, right? So you leave people in a good place. All right, so let's dive into the script. Okay, reminder number 1. In our introduction, we are going to mimic and mirror their hi or their hello. And I just want you to remember, we have to be versatile. Right? The personality type that shows up, we got to be ready to be versatile, whatever personality type they are. Okay? So, let's take a look at the intro. Right? The hi or hello, and I just put Bob, right? Hi, Bob. Right? If we got the name, use the name. If you don't have the name, you just go through. Right? Remember our introduction. If we have the name, and it's Bob Smith, and a male answers, you can pretty much guess, hey, Bob. Right? If a woman answers, obviously don't say Bob. You might want to say, Miss Smith. So make sure you kind of have your name strategy or lack of name strategy in place. Right? Now, it's Patrick. Pause. It's Patrick. Just a little identification. I'm with agent's team name. I'm with Kai and Carly of, Sotheby's International Realty. Real quick. Okay? We've got to get that whole flow down. It's got to be flowing. If you're fumbling around with your mimicking the hi and hello, identifying the name or no name, bumbling around with introducing yourself and your agent's name, man, if you're fumbling that, this whole thing goes downhill quick. So I need that flow memorized completely. Now, here's the new line that Paul and I really agreed upon. The new line is, we are sharing information to all of the neighbors. Right? We are, you got to, I'm even screwing around with that. We're, right? Make sure that you're working that we're. We're sharing information to all of the neighbors. If you got the community name, say it. For example, this weekend I did an open house, and it's a community name. I forgot what it is, but I need to know that community name. If we've called through that whole community, using the community name would be very powerful. If we don't have the community name, which sometimes you don't, just to all the neighbors about the new home for sale over on blank street. We're just saying the street name, or the avenue or court, whatever the name. We don't say the number, just the name of the street plus the avenue, court, whatever the heck it is. Okay? We're sharing information to all the neighbors, right, about the new home for sale over on blah, blah, blah. Okay? Good, simple. Did you see the for sale sign yet? Did you see the for sale sign yet? I kind of cleaned that up to make it a lot easier to come out of your mouths, right? And then notice, what does R and A stand for, everybody? What's your guess?
Repeat and approve.
Good morning, Pearl.
Repeat and approve. Repeat and approve.
Repeat and approve. Good. A little reminder there. Okay. Good. If they're like no, right, give them a good repeat and approve, right, and say, are you familiar with blank street or avenue? Are you familiar with that street? Right? Or, I'm sorry, you're familiar with blank street, correct? You can do right or you can do correct. It doesn't matter. Right? Make sure whatever comes out of your mouth sounds good. Right? Correct? And notice, see how I say no big deal? Do you see that? What I want you to have is the tonality of no big deal. Right? Oh, you're familiar with blank street, right? And they're like, Well, not really. No big deal. You see, like, it's no big deal. It's like either you're familiar with it or not. It's not critical. It's not the end of the world, right? So it's just real easy tonality of the no big deal, right? That's what that's there for. Okay, your neighbors, Mr. If you have the name, let's use it. If we don't have the name, don't use it. Your neighbors want to know, do you know anyone that would possibly want to move here? Now, what does that say at the end there, everybody?
Downswing.
Downswing. Not, do you know anyone that would possibly want to move here? Upswing. That would want to move here. Downswing. Okay? That's a nice, flowing, good, simple, straightforward question. Thank you. Whatever they say, no, yes, whatever. You know, if they say yes, that would be great. But mostly, I'll be honest with you guys, most of the time, that's a no. They're like, no, I don't know anyone. Okay? And that's perfectly okay. I actually am 100% okay with the no. I don't need them to say yes, right? But we're providing great value. We're actually doing the work for our listing. So this is part of the service that we offer all of the neighbors, doing the work. So I don't care if they're mostly a no. If you get a yes, you'll be shocked. You'll probably miss it. It'll be funny. Okay? Thank you. Please let us know when someone comes to mind. When I say when someone comes to mind, what am I assuming? Now, what's the difference between I say, please let us know if someone comes to mind, versus please let us know when someone comes to mind? What's the difference between the if and the when?
If sounds more like a condition.
Okay, sure. Like as if like it's maybe it will happen. Mm-hmm. And when I say when someone comes to mind, what does that mean?
It's more of an opportunity, is it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're being assumptive that it will happen.
Right. I'm being assumptive that it's going to happen. So when that happens, like it's going to happen, versus, you know, if it happens, like maybe, maybe not. A little bit of assumptive language there. It's very powerful. Okay. Now, real fast. Some of you guys are starting to get good, and you're starting to use the real quick, real fast. You're starting to use that more effectively, and you're noticing it buys you a little bit of time. That's what we do that for. It doesn't mean that we rush. It tells them that we're going to be quick, we're going to be fast, so just relax. Let me just finish this. That's what that tells them. It buys you time. Real fast. Agent's name wants to know, do you have any questions about prices in your neighborhood? Okay, we blew off the market just to shorten it and make it sweeter. Any questions about prices in your neighborhood? Added in the your. Okay? Now let's build some rapport. Okay, we asked a question. Most likely they're going to say no. Okay? I have an objection handler if they say anything else. I've got those. But let's do a little rapport building. Okay? And just a reminder here in the white. Clean up your repeats. So clean repeats. Not, oh, well, yeah, okay, that sounds good. Like, clean up your repeats. We've talked, you and I, we've all talked about that one-on-one. Appropriate approval. Then, next question quickly. Repeat, approve, next question. Repeat, approve, next question. Let's get moving with that. Just clean it up. So, my buddy has a great little question here, which is a great way to get them re-engaged. So the question is, you're still over on blank street, right? So we'll look at their street. You're still over on blank street, right? And all that is an easy way for them to say yes. Just a quick, easy way, and it just re-engages them, allows us to go to the next question, which is, well, how long have you been in blank city? So we need to know their city, right? If you don't know the city, then just use how long have you lived on blank street. So if you don't know the city, do the city name. But like, for example, see, Americans have this thing, and it's not all of them, but a lot of them. They have a little bit of a sense of pride in what city they live in. It's this weird psychology. So when I was living in Solana Beach, because Solana Beach is like this beautiful place, I loved telling everybody I lived in Solana Beach because I'm cool. I live in Solana Beach, right? So there's an identification with where you live. Now I live in Encinitas, and I'm like, yeah, I live in Encinitas. Like, that's where I live. So people have a sense of identification with the city, right? So when you use that, how long have you been in, Encinitas? How long have you been in Las Vegas? How long have you been in, whatever city? It's an easy rapport builder question. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to give lots of positive recognition on this. So if they're under 5 years, wow, that's not that long. Wow, that's not that long. Okay? If they're over 5 years, wow, that's a pretty long time. Wow, that's a pretty long time. Okay, giving them positive recognition. If over 10 years, wow, that's a long time. Okay, remember the addiction that people have to recognition. So, boom, identification. You're still over on blank street, right? Yeah, that's where we live. Cool. Well, how long have you been in Encinitas? Oh, I've been here about 10 years. Oh, wow. 10 years. Wow. That's a long time. Right? Lots of positive recognition. Okay? Boom. That sets us up for our first service offer. Here's our first service offer. With excitement. And everybody, you need to get these numbers from your boss. Some of you have not even asked your number for these numbers from your boss yet. You've been doing Just Listen, Just Sold for a month. Like, that is an important thing. Prices are up 10%, 5%, 20% in the city, Encinitas, Solana Beach, Escondido, Las Vegas, over 1 year, 2 years, 18 months, whatever the time frame is. Critical that we get these numbers. Prices are up, blank percentage, right? In blank city, over blank time. Now, we're going to use agent's name and company right here. Agent's name at company is sharing a home value report. Okay, I created a new phrase for this. Me and Paul worked this out. This is so much easier. Home value report. Right? John at Keller Williams is sharing a home value report to all your neighbors. When was the last time that you had a real value report? Boom. Repeat and improve, of course. If the reflex objection, RO stands for reflex objection. Oh, we don't need one, right? Then we're going to respond with interesting as our approval. Interesting. Ask the next question. Is that because you look at websites like Zillow.com, or do you already have an agent that sends you updates? Right? Interesting. Is that because you look at websites like Zillow.com, or do you already have an agent that sends you updates? Boom. If they say that we are up to date, meaning they kind of give you the, they didn't say they had an agent. They did not say that you had an agent. But they said, well, we keep ourselves up to date. Right? Keep going down the script. If they say we have an agent, then just thank them for their time politely and move on. And just be and move to the next call. Okay? We're not right now in the business of trying to steal them away from the agent. Okay? So if they say we're up to date, no, we're up to date. We don't need one. We're really up to date. That's fine. Keep going. If they say they have an agent, just thank them politely for their time and move on. Okay? So here we go. Here's the close. This is our new close here. So agent's name is happy to email you one. Now notice what I say there, the no big deal tonality. Like no big deal, right? Well, Patrick is happy to email you one, right? Notice my tonality. Patrick is just happy to email you one, right? No big deal. This is not a big deal. I'm just happy to email you one, right? Or if you want, you can request a call for a value report specific for your home. Which sounds better? Right? No big deal. Yeah? Great. Patrick is just happy to email you one. Or, if you want, you can request a call for a value report specific for your home. Which sounds better? Right? Boom. Nice close. If they say whichever one, they say email, they say request a call, get the email, set the phone appointment. Okay? So we've completed the service offer. Right? Are we selling anything, anyone? What's the answer? No. We're not selling anything. We're just providing this value add service to the neighbors. We are doing our job for our clients in the community by doing the just listed and asking if anybody knows. We just completed 2 complimentary customer service offers. Now, let's see if they're a seller lead. Now's the time to move to the motivational questions. So, last thing. Why do I say last thing? Right? Well, last thing. Right? I also like, before I let you go, last thing, what that's saying is, we're almost done. This is almost over, right? And when you say that to someone over the phone, instead of them still being anxious to get off, they relax a little. So it's a powerful thing to say, last thing, right? Real quick, before I let you go, right? The company name. The company name, so we're kind of doing some branding here, right? The company name, so, for me it's, Pacific Sotheby's International Realty, Keller Williams, Remax, whatever agent's company name, right? The website attracts a lot of buyers. Notice a lot of buyers. So, who do you know that's talking about real estate? Okay, that line is thanks to my buddy Paul, because he likes it very general and open, right? Versus, have you had any thoughts of selling or anything too specific? Right? So I'm excited about really working with this line. Who do you know that's talking about real estate? Right? Great line. I'm very excited about it. R&A, repeat and approve, baby. Yeah. What about you? If you were to ever sell this home, would you stay in this area or would you move out? Repeat and approve. Boom. When was the last time that you looked at new properties? Right? Remember, we're starting to look for the activity level here. Listening for activity. Are they in the activity of searching for the next house? Right? When was the last time? Oh, we looked, we're just looking this weekend. We haven't looked in a long time. Two totally different motivations. Well, did you see anything that you liked? Right? Did you see anything you like? Yeah, oh yeah, there's a lot. No, we haven't really seen anything. We're not really serious. Motivation low. No, we haven't seen anything yet. Oh, my wife loves one community. Oh, motivation high. Right, so we're really listening for motivation, activity level. Do they have a plan? Are they engaged? Right? Repeat and approve, massive. Right? Thinking about this, okay, that's a little sassy line that I put in there. I'm not sure if I love it yet, but let's play with it. Thinking about this, when would be the ideal time to sell this home and make a move? Okay, notice now why I'm doing this, thinking about this. So I want them to go into their head and put this in summary. Well, thinking about this, when would be the ideal time to sell this home and make a move? Not move, upswing, move, downswing. Boom. Now, take good notes. This is the section where, getting the home value report, that's easy, everybody. That's easy. You being able to open this conversation up is the game changer. Take good notes, right? If they gave you a time frame, we absolutely go for the appointment, right? Make sure we have the email if we don't already. So we possibly already have the email from earlier. We might even already have a phone appointment from earlier. Okay? But after we go through this, if they give you a time frame and they're like, you know what, we're thinking about in the next 6 months or this year, right? If it's within the next 6 months or this year, set a phone appointment so that your boss can introduce themselves and continue to find out more. If they're like, well, not anytime soon, then we're cool. Like they're like low on the motivation. Well, if you were to sell this home, where would you go to next? We don't really know. Well, when was the last time you looked at new properties? We haven't really. Seen anything you liked? Not at all. Well, thinking about this, when would be the ideal time frame for you to sell this home and make a move? Well, we have no plans of selling. Look, I don't need to talk to this person. They're not selling. Right? That's all a non-motivation. So if they ask for the home value report, cool, I'll take it. I'll add them into my selling drip campaign. Okay? If they're like, well, if you were to sell this home, where would you stay in the area or would you move out? No, we'd probably stay in the area. Well, that's cool. Well, when was the last time that you looked at new properties? Well, my wife and I, we look around a little bit. Well, have you seen anything you liked? No, not really. We haven't really seen anything we like. Well, thinking about this, when would be the ideal time to sell this home and make a move? Probably not until next year. Okay, cool. Do I need to talk to this person as a real estate? Not yet. But do I have a home value report email? Yes. Great. Okay. Now, so, right, what about you? If you were to ever sell this home, you know, would you stay in the area or move out? You know what, we'd definitely move out of the area. Right, when was the last time you looked at new properties? You know, we looked pretty consistently. You know, we looked this last weekend. You seen anything you liked? Yeah, actually, we see, you know, quite a few things that we like. You know, but we're not really ready to move yet. Oh, okay, you're not really ready to move yet. Wonderful. Well, thinking about this, when would be the ideal time to sell this home and make a move? Well, you know, we would really love to do it sometime this year. We're not in a huge hurry, but, you know, we would like to probably get it done before, you know, fall rolls around. Okay? Ding, 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 ding. Phone appointment, phone appointment, phone appointment. I want to talk to that person because their activity level is there. They're kind of in the motion and in the planning stage. Plug me in on a phone appointment. Okay? Let's go. The close. So when you spend 5 minutes with agent's full name, Patrick Ferry, over the phone, he will be able to give you the value report you'll want because sharing information is our job. Is that unreasonable? And what do they say when you say, is that unreasonable? What do you think they say?
No.
They say no. Is it unreasonable?
No.
5 minutes, share good information, right? That's our job. Is that unreasonable? No. Right? And their no is a yes. Yeah, right? You guys get that? Their no is a yes to us. Okay? And so this is a really powerful strategy that my buddy Paul applies all the time because he loves this because people want to say no at the end, don't they? They want to be a no. And so what we do is we give them a no, but the no means yes. Right? Very cool strategy. Now, when is a good time for agent's full name? Because you know, I want you to start putting, you know, my name or the agent's name in their head to call you. Afternoons or evenings, right? And then give them 2-day options. You know, would Tuesday or Wednesday be better? Okay? No rush on this. It doesn't have to be this afternoon or tomorrow. It could just be like, you know, which is better for you, you know, Wednesday or Thursday, Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday or Friday. It's not a big deal, right? There's no urgency in this, but we do want to talk to them within the next week just so I can build some relationship, build some rapport, establish, you know, this connection. All right, so lots of work to do with the new script. So let's go back. Let's take a look back at our 7 steps to mastering a script. Oh, shoot. Oops. Let's go back. Blink from current slide. Okay. So let's just review this one more time. The 7 steps to mastering a script. Memorize the words. Boom. Understand why this question is important. Review this video multiple times so you can hear how I'm delivering it. Learn how to present the line powerfully. Listen to this video multiple times so you can listen to my tonality, how I present it. Practice some of your body language. Okay? Learn the different responses to each line. That means we actually have to go we have to make the calls. We have to make a bunch of calls, go through the script, listen to the responses, start listening for the patterns, and start to understand the responses. Then we've got to really work on our what to repeat, how to approve, so that we can move to the next question on the script with power. We got to master the close for the home value report email, and the close for the phone appointment when someone has a time frame motivation. We've got to master those two closes, learn any objections, and identify any of the conditions. One of the conditions is, I already have an agent. That's a condition. That's great. You know what? Wonderful. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye. Right? Versus an objection. We don't need a home value report. Right? I also have an objection handler for, how did you get my phone number? Right? So we've got that. I'll give you that objection, but we've got to be ready for any of those little objections. And, you know, one last thing as we wrap up is, you know, as I was prospecting this morning, the expireds, I didn't get a hold of any good ones. I prospected for 40 minutes, talked to like, you know, 10 or 15 people, but none of them were really a good opportunity. And what I realized is, you know, how important it is for us to be super polite with these people. First is a high level of mimicking and mirroring, and to really work on our versatility. But in the end, you know, as they're not a lead, or for me, this morning there was a lot of people that were not the right person, but you know, I called the phone number and it was the wrong person. Man, I felt bad for them. I just, you know, I said, gosh, I'm so sorry. You know, that's such a bummer. I'll absolutely take your phone number off my list. And I was really mimicking and mirroring their frustration. That was so powerful. They were like, oh, gosh, how did you get my number? And I was like, oh, man, you know what? Your number was attached to this house. And, you know, are you the owner? No, I'm not. Oh, man, I'm so sorry about that. Right? And they're, you know, a little frustrated. Well, who are you? Well, gosh, I'm a local real estate agent. And I just was calling about the home. There was a home that came off the market, and I was just checking in on it. Right? So you're clearly not the person, so I'm definitely going to just take you off my list. And I'm so sorry that I got a hold of you. Have a great day. And I I was mimicking and mirroring their frustration. But at the same time, I was being very polite. I was being very clear what I was doing, why I was doing it, and then I let them know, take them off my list, which in Mojo, right, bad number, trashed it, boom. Okay, we got to be able to do that and be very, politically effective with these phone calls. Sound good? Excellent. Have a great day, you guys. I got some role plays to do with some of you, and we got some work to do. And we got, what I need is everybody to take, the next 10 minutes, and I really just need all of you guys to chant this script. Memorize the words. Chant the script. Chant the script. Chant the script. Everyone, let's take 10 minutes. Let's finish off this hour. Chant the script. Get it going right now. Okay, talk to you guys soon.
All right, Patrick.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Bye, Patrick. Bye.
Bye.